really dapper, as always.
You look great.
As always.
I've worked really hard, Rinku. I've actually joined hotels when I was 17. While we did that, I started to understand hospitality is not about just the airlines or the hotels or the restaurant we talk about, right?
Who is the real Rachit Dang?
So, I am someone who spent 18 years in hotels, restaurants, clubs. I've been very fortunate.
It sounds so exciting. I've spent 18 years of my life in clubs and restaurants. It smells amazing.
Okay.
It's super.
Great.
Good looks and talent, beauty with brains. तू जानता नहीं मेरा. You can also be an artist or an author. Yeah, you really paint everything very beautifully.
Thank
Your
you.
words,
Actually.
you should think about it as an alternate career someday.
Yeah. For real, it's a hidden gem. It's called PSD.
Oh, I've never heard of this one.
Project Swedish.
Oh, what?
We starting off with wine.
विरासत की खूबी सिर्फ स्वाद के आशिक जानते हैं.
Why not?
Clearly, yeah. I'm steering away from every.
The damn fine life show.
I have couscous for that work.
Fine life show. The damn fine.
To do that and then to still make a busy day dish.
Thank you.
Fine life show.
पहले को enjoy किया इसने.
The damn fine life.
कहूँ कि बस
बता दो.
secret.
हम सिर्फ नमक नहीं बताएंगे, बाकी सब बता दो.
The damn fine life show. The damn fine life show.
Nice trend. Yeah. Okay, got it. Ready?
The damn fine life show. 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 With Rinku Madan.
So, is this like a Rachit Dang initiative ever since you have stepped into DLF?
I think yes and no. I think I'm not going to take the credit for it because I think it's a need of the hour, right? DLF is the biggest listed public real estate company, right? They have so much of R&D happening already in terms of what is happening in the world. So they absolutely knew it. That and to give you an example, let's say a building which is a 2-horizon building just at the golf course road,
Yes.
right? Exceptional architecture. It's just overlooking Camellias, which again is is a remarkable address today. And food and beverage is there, right? A lot of great bars have come out. Whiskey Samba, for example, have been there for so long,
Yes.
right? So that's an office building. So Samsung is just about that. A Korean bank is just about that.
So they just have to step out and they have a space.
Absolutely. So I think it started to, these amenities are offered. Precisely, there's a building in the DLF building in Cyber Park, which is just opposite the Oberoi Gurgaon in Udyog Vihar, right? So on your highway on the right is a big, massive building. We've got Thrive there. Now, what is Thrive? It's our wellness program. So imagine if you've had a terrible day, I tell you, right? And I tell you at 6 o'clock when you're going home, there's a puppy yoga that is going to happen there, right? Or let's say if you're going home, you can really burn out what you're feeling, right? Or you can do high intensity training, kickboxing. We've got that amenity.
Whatever you wish.
Right. We've got that training happening there. We've got trainers there. We've got great wet rooms in terms of, you have a shower facility. You want to come early and do a little workout before you go to work. that's also available. So I think DLF has already been thinking about it,
Yes.
right? They already have these amenities.
They're far-sighted.
Absolutely.
In a certain way. I mean, these spaces have already been coming up, but yeah, I mean.
Yeah, totally. And they've seen this. They've actually had these amenities, but one in one building, the other in another building, right? I think we try to get them together, and because I come from a background like that, I understand what it takes to put amenity together, which has wellness, which has food and beverage, which has a concierge service.
Need of the hour.
Need of the hour,
Yeah.
So I think it just clicked really well.
So while this is the need of the hour, but we have had places like this, like in spaces that you mentioned already. Belvedere has always been there at the Oberoi's, Chambers has been there at the Taj, etc., etc. So I mean, there have been spaces for like-minded people to congregate in, essentially to have a meeting or to have drinks. Okay, maybe not the food was not the focus there, but bar bites and stuff. So how is this any different from that, apart from the F&B that you'll be offering, which would be? Do you do this regularly?
No, I have actually I moved into business development very recently, and this is about 6 years back. Not recently, about 6 years back. So I don't do this more often, but I'm somebody who sits at the bar. And every 3-4 months, I'm tasting cocktails, I'm innovating with my team, I'm pushing them to...
Welcome to the good life.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, that's what I literally do. Kick.
It's super.
Yeah, thank you.
And the good thing is, I hate sweet cocktails. This is perfect.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Thank you.
So see,
Great.
good looks and talent, beauty with brains is a reality. We already have had spaces like a Belvedere at the Oberoi's or the Chambers at Taj, which have been there since eons, have had a similar sensibility, like they have been handpicking the members. Not everybody can be a member of a Belvedere or a Chambers. And it was for a place for like-minded people to sit, to congregate, essentially to have meetings,
Right.
but also drinks, also chilling the evenings. But okay, not great F&B like maybe bar bites or something, but these spaces have existed. So maybe this is like the version 2.0 which you are trying to do, and how is this going to be different from original?
Great question. Yeah, amazing question. Only because I think it's very hard for people to see club from a distance and then be like, it's gonna be similar, right? Clubs are mostly of 3 types. I would say one is a golf club, right? The golf club where you go and play golf. That's that's what you go there for. The second is more, which is a wellness, sports centric sports clubs.
Right.
And then you've got a third one, which was for you may call a gymkhana, right? That club. So I think the fourth club now is something which is in a more commercial space, right? It doesn't have to be in a hotel.
Yes.
So for example, a Belvedere is an invitation-only club, right? I am not getting entry in a Belvedere club.
Okay.
And I represent as an assistant vice president for a public company.
Correct.
I've got a disposable income, and I'm looking for a place where I find like-minded people.
Right.
Right. So for me, there must be a place that exists which has work and play going hand in hand. So for example, we have, for example, a club which has golf simulation. Right. You're feeling you worked hard for the day. 4 o'clock. I've done my meeting. I want to go and do some shots. Right?
I don't want to go on the field, but I want the feeling.
Right.
I want to feel like excellent.
I want to come down in the evening and I'll be like, dude, I am meeting a global head of this company. Can you make sure you iron this jacket? You look after my shoe. right? It's a concierge service.
Absolutely.
Then similarly, you can come and do, you can take a dip, or you can go to a Cairo room or oxygen chambers.
Oh, this is
Yeah.
pretty amazing, yeah.
Today, HR tells you guys, we have two teams. We are going all down. They're going to be two islands, and we're going to be cooking sushi. Or let's say we're going to be cooking tacos like us. So team A, team B. Now these are, they're breaking bread together.
Team building and stuff.
They're breaking bread together now. I've seen a lot of team buildings, right? Don't get me started, right? I think that there's a lot of scope for cultural improvement in hospitality. I think there's a lot of scope for people to do better in terms of engagement with their employees. So get them down. There's a 75 inches TV, there's a chef waiting for you. You log in, the chef tells you step by step how to make it. Two teams try to copy that, learning a skill. So you're learning a skill.
Yeah. So apart from all the other things, also I'm sure you would be having cultural activities like plays and
Absolutely.
a jazz night
Right.
and stuff. Yeah.
So I was coming to that in the afternoon you have done your team activity, which is beyond what you can do in the office, right? You've learned a skill, right? People have come together, and when you make a meal together, I think you really come close within your close group of people that you work with. And in the evening, those two islands will double up as a chef's table, a chef's dinner. So I can have somebody, let's say, fly from Singapore, Bangkok, anywhere, right, in Asia, which is about 4 hours away, have them booked, let them come in, and let them do a great evening on the island where you are having a team building activity in the afternoon.
Excellent.
Right? So that's, Belvedere Chambers do not offer that.
No, of course not. So the good thing is, what I gather from the whole thing is that you're not only just targeting HNIs, you are also very, deeply concerned and empathetic about the people working in the organization. So you want to marry the two things,
Yeah.
which we don't hear very often, honestly, because these clubs are created for members, and so employees it's out of bounds.
I think it's quite grey, and let me say that it's not for employees. And nowhere am I saying anybody can just walk in, right?
Yeah, but you can have these
There
sorts
are-
of
there are
things which you
places-
will design
Absolutely.
just for the experiences, or not experiences, for them also
So
to
I'll
have
tell you how
access to it.
so I'll tell you how you navigate that.
Yeah.
There are certain parts which are only open to members,
Yeah.
right? A team building place cannot be only open to members because
Yes.
they are not doing team building amongst members themselves. So a member basically, let's say I represent DLF, and today I am a member, and I take my team there.
Okay.
So there are parts which are open to everybody. There are parts which are only welcome.
singular. Yes. Absolutely.
Singular, and cigar lounges, right? Cocktail bars, and I wanted to.
Have you not thought of anything? I mean, this is amazing, man. Cryo rooms, golf simulations, aviation simulations.
I was about to say that. That's exactly what I'm.
Kickboxing.
Yeah, correct.
The kickboxing.
Oxygen chambers.
Yeah.
I think global Indian. That's the word I used, right?
IVs, vitamin IVs.
No, we haven't gone there.
These are
we haven't gone that
the
side yet.
things. These are the things which are happening, yes, across the world. It's excellent. At least we're moving towards that.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Rachit, for taking us there.
Most
man.
welcome, most
Honestly, so proud of you. Who is the real Rachit Dang?
Right. So alright. So professionally, it's been about 18 years in hospitality, right? So everybody who's been in hospitality has a certain inclination towards hosting people. So I'm a very good host, right?
Yes, I can vouch for that.
You're hosting me today, but yeah, thank you.
No, I've been hosted by you, and I can completely vouch for that.
Thank you. And so I'm a good host. I'm a great friend. I keep relationships really close. My parents are doctors, and I grew up in a very protective environment.
Yes.
So in a way, I'm very protective for people I love, and my friends and families are very protective. I love hiking. I love going out twice or thrice a year. It just keeps me, energetic. It just keeps me moving, towards my goal better, because you just can't keep working hard. You got to party as well, right? You got to take vacations as well. So that's what I do. I am pro culture. I train a lot of people. My 40% of time literally grow.
What do you mean pro culture?
Pro human culture, human interaction, how I can make a difference in people's life. I don't like being robotic in terms of, if I'm working with people, I like to see how they've grown. I actually was telling my fellow managers, people, my general manager and head of operation, I said, listen, this appraisal, you're going to get appraised by me. The criteria, the top criteria is, how have people grown below you? So I'm going to see people below you who are reporting to you, how have they grown in that 1 year?
Correct.
Right? So I take that extremely seriously. Professionally, keeping aside, personally, I'm very inclined to tech. If there's a new tech which has come out, I want to buy it. I'm a very impulsive buyer in terms of buying a car or buying a tech or a phone or a gadget. I like to be updated. I'm quite aware about things in life that maybe in about 15 years I would be 50 years old, and I'll be an expensive resource, and I'll have to be updated because a 30-year-old would be much cheaper and can replace me. I'm very well read like that. I read about.
You don't take things for granted.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. That's
Never.
fabulous.
Never.
That's a fabulous quality.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get to the tacos.
Alright, so Rinku, I'm going to start making panko crust for the chicken to go in,
Okay,
and from there we can take it forward.
okay. I'll cut these into strips.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've put flour here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm adding a little bit of cumin, some salt.
So you're making the taco seasoning.
Yeah, that's
Very
right.
smart.
And some Italian seasoning as well, just to
Okay, perfect. So what were your hotel management days like?
So a hotel management literally would mean a college that you go to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't go to a college. I was taken into a program which was thought of in 2004 by Mr. P.R.S. Oberoi himself.
Yeah, he handpicked you. We want to ask that story. We have a question on that too.
So yeah, so it was an undergraduate program. So I didn't get handpicked by Mr. Oberoi for an undergraduate program.
Mm-hmm.
So precisely, I joined a program called STEPS, so you can call that my hotel management program.
Mm-hmm.
But I was working for 5 days in Ambervillas, which is one of the Oberoi hotels in Agra, right? And the program lets you basically learn hospitality skills.
Yeah.
By working really, so it's an on-the-job training that takes place. The 6th day, you basically learn everything that you basically.
In 6 days.
No, so 5 days you work.
Huh.
The 6th day, we would just go through everything that has to happen the next week. So I got into a scholarship program. 17 years old, entered the hotel, and my first department was food and beverage.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to work in food and beverage for full 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
And the program is designed that you can learn literally from basics to an intermediate stage at least.
Okay.
Right? So I learned bartending, I learned what service is, I learned what are the nuances of great service, and what are guest expectations when they pay a top dollar and they dine. And so that 1 year was all about food and beverage in terms of not really learning cooking skills, because Mr. Oberoi was very, very clear in the beginning. If you're going to be a chef, then you join kitchen, stay there for 3 years and learn everything to do with culinary.
Exactly.
You don't have to learn housekeeping or a food and beverage or a front office.
Unlike other hospitality
Unlike
schools.
other hospitality schools. So we didn't waste our time. My friends who took the culinary program, a 3-year STEP culinary program, they were in kitchen, they were cooking. So at the age of 20, when they passed out of a STEP program, they could give anybody a run for the money for, like a guy passing out of a college from an IHM. Right? Because for 3 years, they were literally cooking day in, day out. And so, so this hotel management days were tough and but very exciting. We were working for 18 hours, but we were really happy. Right? We would come home at 11 in the night. We would have a parantha and a drink and a beer, and then sleep for 4 hours. But then be really excited in the morning. You have 200 people having breakfast in the morning. They are rushing to see Taj Mahal because it's either the sunrise or the sunset that you want to see, right? So everyone's rushing at about 5:50, 6 o'clock. Imagine I'm waking up at 5:30 to be serving at 6:15 in the morning, right? And clearly, so hotels are very demanding.
Yes.
So instead of having a lot of fun, instead of having college days where you would see presentations and teachers would come, mine was really different. We were working hardcore. Mr. Kapil Chopra, you are aware of. He met me after that and he said, Rachit, tu food and beverage ja. Tu food and beverage kar. 1 saal food and beverage kar. और तू जहाँ जाता है तू वहाँ जा. But थोड़ा grind करेगा ना, you will become a better person. I said, very well, no problem. So I didn't get through the Oberoi Center of Learning and Development, the OCL, the program that I was supposed to do. But I worked in Curating, which used to be in the Oberoi, New Delhi.
Correct.
And this is, I'm talking about 2009.
Yes.
And it had a beautiful
How
wine
much we
cellar.
miss
How much
those
we miss.
places. Tell me about
Tell me about it. Absolutely. So, what a gem of a place. India had a few restaurants like that who are not there anymore, but we all celebrated it in great times, right? So, Travertino, I met Angelo over there. And
he was the chef?
No, so Angelo was a maitre d'. Old school maitre d', right? He would stand at the door like this, like with hands like this, and he would just keep looking at people, right? And his observational power was amazing. I'll give you a funny story what happened.
Yeah.
And so he's a true Italian gentleman. Knows how to speak his language, even with English, they have an Italian accent coming in, right? So, prego and all that, he's doing so. So we're learning, as somebody who's 20 years old, I'm learning that from him. So he had, when I was, I tell a lot of people who are making it, who are trying to make it big in restaurants. We are ladies and gentlemen serving ladies and gentlemen. I heard it from, I actually read it, it's one of the ethos for the Oberoi Hotels and Mandarin Oriental as well. We are ladies and gentlemen serving ladies and gentlemen. Till the time we don't feel that, you won't really do best there.
That's such a good line actually.
Absolutely. And to support that, what Angelo did? You ordered a glass of wine today, and you and your girlfriend, let's say, were dining at Travertino, you would order, say, Rachit, can you get me a glass of wine? I would carry 2 wine glasses, a bottle, put the wine glasses, open it, and have the 3rd wine glass with me. I'll taste the wine first.
That's the
I'll approve it first. Right?
How cool is
and
that?
then I will serve you. So these small little nuances really take you a long way.
That is what make people and places, set them apart from, isn't it? It's the experience.
It's the experience.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Look at the way you made the cocktail and everything. I mean.
And while a dish had to be explained, I always tell people, don't come and put a dish in front of a guest. Let him understand what's underneath, what's on the side. He explained that when a fish has to be told that what kind of a cooking, what kind of a cooked fish it is, he would explain it so well. It's a grilled fish on the bed of arbori or rice or anything, couscous maybe. It comes with a certain sauce. You would pick it up with the delicate hands. You would just put it on top. So at the age of 20, you're looking at
painting.
A man,
painting.
And in Delhi, in Agra, that we've grown up. In 20 to 23, there's a study. The annual occupancy of a hotel segment which is registered hotels I'm talking about, right? Their aggregate the annual occupancy is 66%, highest in decade. Highest in decade is a 66% occupancy, which was running 22-23. I'm talking about these not unorganized hotels. I'm saying organized hotels. The revenue per available room or a average room revenue. These are two benchmarks. They've been highest 6,600 an average room and a 66% occupancy is massive. People, the hotels are doing extremely well.
Yes.
But do people look at those the ones who are serving as their ladies and gentlemen serving ladies and gentlemen? Maybe not.
Definitely not.
Right. And it's the initial years where
There's probably very few hotel cultures. I honestly, I just love how you are steering this conversation into things which are so important today.
it's very important.
Absolutely. This word that you used, culture building, ladies and gentlemen serving ladies, there is a lot of empathy which I get from you, and I think you're a good person. How do you decide कि okay इसका background नहीं है लेकिन मुझे ये बंदा चाहिए?
It comes by
Experience.
It comes by experience. It comes by making mistakes.
So you would be constantly on a lookout कि okay, so I want a good guy, a con, right?
Let me say something. I'm constantly on a lookout because the problem is real, which is less people to cater hospitality needs.
Right.
Why are people working for 18 hours? Their managers don't want them to work for 18 hours. But the people are not available. The skilled people are not available. Hence, everyone's working so hard, right?
Correct.
So it really comes down to I am looking for people constantly because they're not there, right? So your need doesn't get fulfilled in terms of you need 100 people, but you only have 40 people or 60 people in your team, and you're constantly trying to hire. So one is that, but the second is you've hired so many people during this this 6, 7, 8 years. I used to also hire people for the Oberoi School of Learning and Development.
Okay.
So I became a trainer in the Oberoi hotels, and I also became a recruiter.
Got it.
So I understood how recruitment happens, everything.
Correct. Any notable trends or innovations that you have observed in the F&B sector? Like how is DLF Hospitality leveraging them within its restaurants?
Okay. I think just generally it's quite evolved now, the food and beverage, and why I say that is a few years back, Rinku, we just didn't know what was happening back in Singapore and Bangkok. Today, you can pull out a phone, I can type anything, go to the page, see what's happening there. So the cross collaboration has really gone off the roof. So I see a lot of cross collaboration happening, right? Which is anyways been there for the last 2, 3, 4 years. It's already been happening, but I see we actively being cross collaborating with chefs, with some great bars, right? We also feel that it's not going to be. It's no more a food hall, food court concept. I remember back in the day, you remember 360, or you go Leela hotels, sets, 17 cuisine, 20 cuisines.
Yes.
No, I don't see that happening anymore.
Love to invite to dine with you, and what would you serve there?
I'm inviting you.
Oh,
Why? I think we need to invite people who cherish food, who love food, right?
Thank you.
Yeah, so clearly people who love food, I think you're in one of my go-to list.
Thank you. What would you serve me?
I think a sake and a salmon carpaccio. Is it bang on?
Sold for life.
Okay, lovely, alright.
And what the other two people?
I'm gonna have a friend who loves food. Yeah, he's somebody who's in Bangkok. When I go there, he feeds me some great food. So I'm going to host him. His name is Vishwas.
Vishwas Sadana.
That's right.
Leela Hotels.
Leela Hotel. Vishwas Sadana. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Hi Vishwas from the two of us.
Alright. And third, I'm contemplating. There's so many people on the list. I don't know. You help me. Who's the third one? Who should we call?
You tell me, who is your dream guest? Who would be your third dream guest? Then I will tell you what I have to say.
You know, I'm actually very close with my corporate chef. He's somebody who dissects food for me.
Bhaskar.
Nahin, Chef Dharmen Makwana.
Ah.
You know, can I tell you something? He was my first executive chef.
Yeah, he's fabulous.
When I entered hotels in 2006, and I'm working with him. He's a corporate chef now.
He's a sweetheart.
And wow, man, he teaches me so much about the.
But before I go on to the next quick fire one,
Okay.
I have to say something that people generally name celebrities, they name all this. You're the only one who is so real. That's what I actually love about you. Okay, so quickly, old fashioned or Negroni, since you're a cocktail fan. You're a master
What did you say? You said old fashioned?
or Negronis.
So Negroni are old fashioned.
No,
Huh.
one of the two.
Asha, okay. Either no Negroni any day. Any day. Any day.
Negroni or Caprinas.
Negroni again.
Negronis or Cosmopolitans.
100%. If you keep saying Negroni, I'll keep checking it out. I'll keep taking it.
So Negronis or Manhattans.
Okay. Depends what I'm in the mood. So if it's 11 o'clock in the night, Manhattans for sure, any day. But if it's a 8 o'clock drink, it's Negroni.
One.
Manhattan.
Manhattan or a pina colada.
No, Manhattan for sure.
Manhattan or a Moscow Mule.
Manhattan.
Manhattan or a Mai Tai.
I'm sucker for alcohol forward drinks. I think something which is alcohol forward is more out there. So if you say pina colada Mai Tai, it doesn't sail the boat for me. It has to be. So for example, Negroni, right? It's called alcohol forward because you've got 3 alcohols in it, right? Straight up. So yeah, something like that.
Not wasting your
Not
time.
wasting my soda and this and that.
So a Manhattan or a whiskey sour, let me make it a little difficult for you.
Whiskey sour is extremely sweet, according to me, and I'm somebody who goes for a little more elevated taste, which is sweet in a very balanced manner, but a little more spices, a little more structure to it. Yeah, 100%.
So a Manhattan or a dirty martini.
Not a fan of gin. Yeah, never a fan of gin.
Okay, so a Manhattan or a Campari.
Oh, Campari any day on a beachside, sipping it with soda or prosecco or both.
You can also be an artist
Is
or
it?
an author. Yeah, you really paint everything very beautifully.
Thank
Your
you.
words,
Actually.
you should think about it as an alternate career someday.
Yeah.
So a Campari or a Bloody Mary.
Never a Bloody Mary. It fills me up, I never
Yeah.
able to enjoy
Heavy,
food
heavy,
after that. It's
yeah,
quite heavy, yeah. So Campari any day. Yeah.
And even a beer fills me up.
Same. Yeah.
I love a beer, a good beer, but
It's actually how you
it
pour
makes
a
me
beer.
feel very
A lot of times a beer is poured when the whole bubbles are inside the glass, and it really pulls. It really puts me off. Yeah.
a Campari or an LIT. Lots of far forward alcohols in one glass.
Like.